So it's Palm Sunday. And I've said so many times, Palm Sunday is not one of my favorite days of the year. It's just difficult. You gather outside the sanctuary and everybody's got they're dressed up. It's in a lot of places it's really nice weather. It's early spring and all that kind of stuff. Here we've had snow several times on Palm Sunday and frequently it's been cold outside and so we kind of hustle through the part of the liturgy that happens outside. But everybody's got their palm branches and then we come into the church and we're singing all glory, laud, and honor to thee, Redeemer King. And it's a wonderful moment. It's a glorious hymn. And then, you work through the first part of the liturgy and then you get like 10 minutes later, you're reading the Passion Gospel. And the same people who were singing all glory, laud, and honor are now screaming, crucify him. It's a painful and a difficult experience. And it's hard for me always as a preacher to figure out what in the world to do. I mean, there's a part of me that kind of wants to say, hey, let's just stop for a few minutes at least and celebrate Palm Sunday. And if y'all want to do a different liturgy later, maybe we could have a second service and we could just handle that part of it because it takes the place sort of Maundy Thursday and Good Friday in a lot of ways because we expect that most people won't either be able to come or just won't come on Maundy Thursday and Good Friday. And you can't really get to Easter, frankly, without going through Maundy Thursday and Good Friday. You can't celebrate the resurrection without celebrating the crucifixion. That's just the honest truth. It's different, you know? And so for me, it was always a difficult Sunday to plan it and everything else because you've got certain kinds of songs that you do in the entrance, and then you're going to change the entire mood of the service in a little bit. So it's hard. And like I said, I've never particularly cared for Palm Sunday because it just didn't feel right. And so what I want to say is that I've had a Palm Sunday week. So on Saturday last week at about noon, Will had gone out to talk to somebody about a job actually, and so he came home. He was excited. He had gotten the job. He was going to start work on Tuesday. So just a few days ago, he was starting a new job, and everybody was happy about that and excited for him. And we were feeling good about things. He shaved off this hideous neck beard that he had that absolutely needed to go, and he had come up that day because he knew how much I hated it. He came up, and I was doing some recording and he knocked on the door and I looked up and all he did was wanted to show me that he had shaved that thing off and that he looked so much better. So that was that. And so we just had this great kind of day. Suzanne and I had had a great hike the day before over on Big Creek in Tennessee. Well, it's probably in North Carolina, but it's right on the Tennessee border. And it's the best hike we've had in a long time. We just walked for about 6 miles and just had a great day. And we were planning to go back actually on Thursday of this week, spend the night over there and do some recording along the creek actually. And so I told him, well, the last thing I told him before I went to bed that night was, hey pal, we're not going to be here on Thursday night. You're going to be on your own. You're going to have to figure out your own dinner and all that kind of stuff. And he said, okay. And that was about 10 o'clock at night. We went to bed at 7:30 the next morning. Suzanne came in where I was working and said, I need your help. I don't know what to do. I said, okay. That's all she said. I didn't have any idea, but I kind of feared, right, that something might have happened to Will. We've had some difficulties. He's gone through anorexia on two different occasions, so that his health sometimes is not 100%. And so I didn't have any idea though. And so we went downstairs. We're on the top floor. We have a 3-story house, and so we went down I thought maybe we were just going to go to the kitchen. Something was wrong in the kitchen, but nope. We went on down to the basement. We got down there. I saw the worst thing that I've ever seen in my life, and I hope no parent ever has to see what I saw, which is my son laying there with his right eye just horrible, black and huge like a golf ball, and moving his arms and legs in strange ways and groaning. And it was horrible. It was a hideous thing. Got him to the hospital, did all that. Sat down with a neurosurgeon late in the afternoon who told us essentially he had very little belief that Will was going to live. That's the honest truth. He didn't think he'd make it through the night and felt pretty sure he wouldn't make it through the night without further surgery at least. Shocked the next morning when I woke up and hadn't gotten a phone call from the hospital telling us that we needed to come down there because Will was going to die. That's the honest truth. That's exactly what I thought was going to happen. So was quite pleasantly surprised to find that that didn't happen. And so it's been, an up and down kind of a week, mostly pretty up, to be perfectly honest with you, because if you don't think he's going to live at all, it's a pretty up day to have him. Seeing some responsiveness and all that kind of stuff. And so kind of encouraged by that. Have no earthly idea what the ultimate, what we'll be looking at, 6 months from now, a year from now, whatever it is. I don't have any idea. Um, but it reminded me so much of Palm Sunday because we went from this high of sort of new life, new direction for him in a good way, in a healthy way. And then just 12 hours less, maybe later, um, thinking we were going to have him, he was going to die. And not just thinking that, but being pretty sure, to be honest with you. It was a horrible Sunday, just an absolutely awful Sunday. But but just like Palm Sunday is such a horrible experience in some ways for me, um, it makes way for Easter. It opens the door to where we're going to go next. There's resurrection that comes after that, and I feel like we've already kind of, a lot of the podcasts and stuff that I do, I work a week ahead, and so I've already done the stuff for the week of Easter actually, and I had done by the point in time. No, I had not done this week by the time all that happened. I took 2 days this week and just kind of crammed everything in on Monday and Tuesday and got my daily podcast done. And so this week, today, I took off from going to the hospital, hung out, and just did the podcast for the following week, the week after Easter. But in our lives, I feel like we've already done that we've already passed through that day of Palm Sunday. And it feels like that's kind of what happened a week ago. And I realized that in life, the truth is we stand on the edge of we know not what. Jesus, tells people that you're not promised tomorrow. You just don't know. He speaks about the fool who had huge crops and he's going to build bigger barns and all that. And Jesus said, your life's going to be demanded of you. So we need to think about that. I think we need to be clear on how we live day to day. We need to live with the sense of this is wonderful and it's such a blessing. But these things are short lived, all those things are. And so we need to live with that sense of urgency, actually, is what I would say. Chuck Murphy, our the sort of the founding bishop of the AMIA, when we started all that 20 years ago now, Chuck would say that time is short, hell is hot, and the stakes are high. I'm going to encourage you today. If you're Christian, I want to encourage you to take that as sort of an adage for how to think about life and how to think about your family and friends who maybe don't know the Lord, and take that as an idea about how to share that with them. That life is short and it's fragile. It's we stand on a spider web, as Jonathan Edwards preached when he preached "Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God." It's not guaranteed. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. Um, be thankful. Be thankful for today. But I think we do need to live with that sense of urgency about everything in our lives, and particularly the way we think about our friends and family and the people we care about in eternity. That's my thing. Is that hopefully I can learn something from this and carry it forward. But that's what I'd share with you today. So God bless, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.